YouTube. So not a Trade Tuesday because I'm not really trading anything. I'm going to drop off, basically I'm out in a car, so I'm doing a video, a wee bit of a change of scenery sort of. I'm going to drop off the Fender Geosonic, the baby blue one, or Daphne blue, whatever kind of blue it was, that I did the other night. All that was really wrong with it, just needed, the electrics just needed a bit of a scraping. I need to do a video of that, which I may be doing this afternoon, because killing two birds with one stone. I'm also going in to see the blitzkreigshop to get my t-shirts, the ones which were misprinted, which was my fault. I saw the thing, the guy showed me the t-shirt and said Mad Malco on it. I thought, that's great, perfect, they've got the font right and everything. It doesn't say Mad Malco Guitars, it just says Mad Malco, so not ideal. I might sell them off for what I paid for them, sort of thing, so I don't lose any money, and then get proper ones ordered, or give them away free or something. Not really sure what to do with them. I think it's 20 I bought. I might leave a couple in the shop, see if you can sell them. But also, one of the guys that works in the shop, I don't think he'll be there today, is a Telecaster that he asked me months ago to have a look at, and I just haven't been into the shop because of all this lockdowny stuff, which should be getting lifted relatively shortly. So I've got a Telecaster that's got electrical issues, so I've taken in a sort of mini toolkit, just what I think I'll need to fix it, and I'm going to see, just in case it's a 5-minute job, you know, it could just be a wire off the output jack, or, you know, it might not, or, you know, just things needing scraped and scooshed, sort of thing. Normally, I don't normally try and do that when folk come round to my house, though. You know, I sort of do it while you wait thing, because if somebody's sitting there waiting, that is when it's not just a simple case of, you know, it's just, you know, a wire off. That only ever seems to happen when I've got it for a long time. Every time I've ever tried to do it when someone's sitting there waiting, lots of things are wrong. It's not just a case of, you know, that's when you realise that the pickups are wired in wrong, or it's the wrong pickups, or someone's been in it before, or it's been, you know, lots of problems. So I'm interested to see if the GoPro lives up to it. I think I've found the mic on the GoPro, so I shouldn't be putting my finger over the mic anymore. Oh, I'm actually going a different way this way. They told me to go through Bishop Briggs, and it was half a mile closer, and it took you the same amount of time as going the motorway, so I'll just go. I'm going to, I'm not even sure what the place is called. It's just past Rob Royce to Asda. I'm not going to charge this guy any money for delivery, seeing as if I'm going into town anyway, it's like a, I don't know what, a 5-minute detour, 10-minute detour, not a lot. I do feel sorry for folk who don't have cars. It makes things awfully difficult sometimes, especially when you look at folk, it's like, oh, I'll get a bus out to see, and it's a bus every hour to Milton Campsie, even though I'm not that far away from civilization. I class Kirkintilloch, where I am just now, as civilization. You know, there's a bus every 15 minutes into town, so that's fine, you're connected up. As soon as it becomes an hour, it's quite a long distance. Mind you, in saying that, it's like, what, 2 miles to here from my house, so it's walkable. Did that before on the way back from the last concert I was at, which was Baby Metal in the Barras. I got absolutely super steaming, had a bottle of Bucky before I went, with my good pal Alan. Got an amazing kebab on the way back, and then got to the bus station, and I think the last bus was at 10:20 or something, so it was like, alright, it's now, you know, after 11. So I just got a taxi to here, I got a bus to here, which is Kirky, so I, you know, figured I'd a 2-mile walk and I could get a taxi or something. So I'm sitting on the bus, completely plastered, with my nursing my kebab, which I didn't really want to eat on the bus to put people off, but I was kind of sneakily, you know, having it closed and taking a wee mouthful, and just sitting there, and there was an old woman, I don't want to say old woman, let's say in her 60s probably, a mature lady sitting across from me, and I heard her on the phone going, oh, I've missed the bus, I'm just going to go, blah blah blah, I'm just going to get the bus to Kirky, and then I'll get a taxi to Milton Campsie. So I was like, hello, actually, can I give you a couple of quid and I'll jump in your taxi? And I think it goes to show I must not be a scary person, even though I was completely glittered. I think she was kind of more laughing at me sitting there with my kebab. So that's a brick in the middle of the road. So that's what I did there. I ended up getting a taxi back with some drunk woman. I suppose it's probably safer for her. She's maybe looking at it as a safer thing, you know, rather than, you know, a lady out on her own. Who'd obviously a bit worse for wear as well. So that'd be, yeah, so where have you been? And she's, I went out for a lunch with pals. It's like, didn't have any glasses of wine, did you? She's like, oh, no, not very many. It's like, yeah. So I just jumped in the back of the taxi and then dropped her off. I think she'd forgotten I was in the taxi by the time I got back to my house, you know, give her a couple of quid. So there's always that option. I was just going to walk it. But sometimes things work out well. Plus it's a wee bit of excitement as well. So there you go, 6 minutes of rabbiting on. I'm now at a place called The Stables. I'm trying not to hold. So there's the bit of scenery, quite a nice day actually. Craft daft on a raft. This is a pub called The Stables, which used to be outside of Kirky. Was one of the only pubs in Kirky, and that's the canal. Because Kirky used to be a dry place, as in you don't get that anymore, but my grandpa was the town clerk at the time, and there were no pubs in Kirkintilloch. There's even a Corries song about there being no pubs in Kirkintilloch. There's an outline once it was The Stables, which okay, it's technically sort of in Kirkintilloch, but it's just outside the boundary, so you had to walk to it. And then there was a couple, there was one called the Pheasant and the Lenzie, which was just outside the border. So, but there never used to be any pubs in Kirky, and it was my grandpa that made that a thing, or was presiding, whatever a town clerk is. I don't really know what a town clerk is. Quite high up. There used to be a picture in my dad's office of my grandpa meeting the Queen in Peel Park, which is in just kind of driven past. I've literally just driven past. Yep. And now I'm going into Bishop Briggs, which is, I don't know, famous. Who's the Scottish comedian guy? Black guy with a Indian guy with a turban. I can't remember what his name is. He's from Bishop Briggs. So is Peter Capaldi, who again get them mixed up with Felix Pepperaldi. Peter Capaldi is Doctor Who, or was a very good Doctor Who. Even though I struggled watching his last season because it took too much effort to watch. It's like I'm too busy working on guitars and stuff, so I always find things like Star Trek are really easy because you can turn on a Star Trek halfway through it and within a minute kind of know who the baddie is, know roughly what the story is, and then you can miss out. You can go and paint something in the garage for 15 minutes and come back and then just pick up after 30 seconds what's going on, whereas Doctor Who's a little bit more thoughty. You know, it's like you kind of you blink and you go, who's that? There's new characters in it that mean something else. It's like, all right, okay. So I really am filling this out with absolute tosh, aren't I? This is Bishy. That's a Briggs. So I'm going past the old Collins place. I don't even know if they still make books, but they used to. So I'll pop back in once I've dropped off this Sonic. Rocking. Right, that's the guitar dropped off. Nice wee guy. Says he's got a Dan Electro that he's having problems with. Something to do with the bridge being, the way he was describing it is a bad design. I think it's called a wild thing or something like that. Can I go left here? I can't go left here. So I'm just kind of, I know where I'm alright. Yeah, so I took it was Barmulla, I think I just went to. I want to go left here or right here? Left. Can't go right. And then right here. Okay, that's easy enough. And I'm nearly at Blitzkreig. Nice and easy to get to, so it is. Yeah. Into the multi-storey car park. I'm going to sneakily found this ticket machine doesn't appear to be working, which means it's significantly cheaper than having to pay for it. Hey! So I'm here, the mighty panda made it. And here we are. It's only Glasgow, hopefully not outside there. And Civet, there's the RSM, or the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, which we were talking about before. Oh, I said it was coming in. Looks like it's boarded up. So that's me back from Blitzkrieg. I don't know when I stopped filming. Place was all shut up. Tony was in though. So I've got my t-shirts. That Telecaster, I was going to do a video of fixing it in there. It turned out to be more work than what it was. I could see why it stopped working. One of the wires that came off the output jack. That's fine, but the rest of it was just wired up like a mouse's nest, a rat's nest. It was just horrible. So I've just taken the guitar away, and I'm virtually just going to take all the wires off and then put them all back on in the right position. It was kind of both the volume controls. Someone had tried to fit treble bleed circuits in. I think they'd put them in the wrong place. So the volume controls basically went from 10 to 1. It was just fully on, and then when you got to 1 it just turned it off. So they weren't really volume controls, they were more, they are just now more on-off switches. Neither of the tones work at all. Basically it's just a mess in there. Looks like quite a nice guitar though. It's a blitzkreigshop. I think the guy paid quite a lot of money for it. It's like kind of, I don't know. The problem with buying your blitzkreighshops is that people are like, oh, I spent £300 on a body. It's like, yeah, maybe you did spend £300 on a body, but you spent £25 on the neck, a tenner on the pickups, and a fiver on the bridge. So it's like, you know, maybe having the £300 handmade body is not really that important on a guitar like that. If you're going to have some expensive bits, you want to have all expensive bits, or all mid-price bits, or all cheap bits, not, which so many people love to do. It's like, I bought a Squire Affinity and put bare knuckle pickups in it, it's just as good as a Fender. Nope, you've still got a Squire Affinity, it's just it's got £300 worth of pickups in it, which I'm sure does sound better than the stock pickups. Yep. Rant over. I might go shopping on my way home soon as I'm in town. Or I might do a wee video. I might actually, when I get back to the house, I might do a second part of this, just rewiring this Telecaster. I don't think it'll really take that long. It's just a case of taking off all the wires and putting them back on in the right place this time, and without big blobs of wobbly solder everywhere. Rock on! And I'm back at the house. This guitar turned out to be a little bit more work than I thought it was done. I've been at it for the videos already, like 45 minutes long for that part of it. So, and I've still not done it. So I'm just going to end this video now. So I'll get time, so I'll get a video out tonight, and tomorrow it'll be a video of me sorting out the mess that was inside this guitar. Rock on, catch you later, and I'll talk about these. I talked about these earlier on today, but they'll be in tomorrow's video. These are the Mad Malco t-shirts. Rock on, catch you later.